Look on the bright side. Everything happens for a reason. These sayings have always been dismissive. If you just went through a breakup and someone's like, look on the bright side, piss off. There is no bright side. I'm right now depressed. I don't want to look at the bright side. That's not helpful. It's dismissive. Do I do this myself? 100%. I have done this before to my friends and I never knew I was doing it until I heard the term toxic positivity. With guys, they make fun of everything. They will talk about someone's mum, sister, a lot of offensive jokes. Girls will never do that. If a guy makes fun of another guy's outfit, do you think they're gonna care? Guys won't talk to their friends on text message that often, but they'll see each other more. Girls don't see each other that often, but they talk more on messages. Guys will tend to make last minute plans. Hey boys, do you want to hang out tonight? Yeah, alright. Whose house? Moe's house. Okay, see you there at 10 p.m. That's it. That's their plan. Done. Simple. Hi everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Why Though. My name is Nariman and I have my bachelor and honours degree in psychology. And today we'll be talking about friendships. We have all had a friend. And if you haven't, I'm sorry, you will make one soon, I hope. There are a lot of things I want to talk about in terms of friendship. I asked you guys on my Instagram what you want me to talk about in regards to this topic, and there was a lot of suggestions. This episode might be quite long. I am going to try to cut it down and show you the most important information. And just to let you know, the next episode is going to be about toxic friendships, jealousy, boundaries, moving on from a friend breakup. A lot of juicy things, but that will be for next week. I'm going to start it off with something very, very simple. I'm not going to define what a friend is. I think everyone knows what a friend is, but I am going to talk about types of friendship. Let's keep it smooth. Let's keep it easy. Let's talk about types of friendships. I am going to speak about this really quickly. I don't want to go deep into it because it's not that important, but I like to have some outline. You could see that you are a different type of person around different types of people. The way you are with your best friend from third grade, that's your personality. And then your personality can kind of shift around different people. I have noticed this around certain friends. I'm more loud and more I joke around more, and then around other people I am more to myself and I know the boundaries with these people. I just think your personality changes. Okay, so there are 4 types of friends that I mentioned. The first one is an acquaintance. This person is like a work friend you might see here and there, a mutual friend that you might hang out with, someone that you're not that close to but you do know well enough that you would say hi to them if you like bumped into them at the store. It's just someone you're not that close to. Second one is a casual friend. These are inconsistent friends. There is no connection with them and it is mostly to go out with. Inconsistency, when I say inconsistency, I mean you don't really talk all the time. You don't really hang out all the time. You don't really have deep conversations. You don't ask them for advice. They are just someone that you hang out with. You might go to a party with. They are a concert friend or a friend that you go to the gym with. Like they are not considered a close friend, but they are a casual friend. The next one is a childhood friend. This type of friend, it could be from your childhood, it could be from high school, it could be from someone you knew when you were younger, and when you catch up with them, it's like you never stop speaking. They know a lot about you, you grew up together, but you don't speak all the time, and if you do, that's great. But I have friends from high school that I won't speak to for months, but then when I speak to them, it's like we never stop talking. That's just how it is. And those friendships, I really cherish these friendships because I know they will always be a part of my life, and even though we don't talk all the time, they're good people to know. And then finally, the last friend is a best friend. So by definition, it's one of the closest friends that you have. But to me, I think this is much deeper than that. I don't think it's, even if that's your closest friend, I don't think that necessarily means they're your best friend. To me, a best friend is someone that you can trust. You can have deep conversations with, you can hang out with. It doesn't need to be always, but like someone you do like to hang out with, and someone you can be yourself around. You're not watching what you say, you're not feeling judged, just someone you could truly be yourself with and really rely on them. That to me is a best friend. Now that we've spoken about the types of friends, why do we need friendships? Why do humans need friendships? The superficial answer is because you want someone to hang out with and you don't want to be a loner, and yeah, you're just filling up your time. But there is a deeper meaning to this. It's not just superficial. Friends allow you to have a sense of belonging. It's kind of like the tribe mentality back then where you belong to a community. We are social beings. We need to connect. Our whole purpose is to connect with other people. So we need that. It's like essential to us. We can't live our life without talking to people. And if you do live your life that way, you will find that your mental health is severely affected and other health issues are affected. I wrote down here, sorry that I keep looking at my phone, but I wrote these things down. It boosts happiness. It prevents loneliness. You don't feel as isolated, of course, because you know you can speak to someone. You're not just sitting by yourself all day doing nothing. And also, like I said, we are social beings. We need a support system. We need someone that will give us advice. We need someone that's going to challenge us. We need someone that will tell us when we are wrong so we are able to grow. I love friends, and I am actually this friend that if my friend does something wrong, I will tell them you are wrong in this scenario. I wouldn't just support them because I'm their friend. Like, I will tell them you're wrong, and that might actually allow them to grow. So friends are necessary for growth, for support, and for a lot of different things. In terms of health, it reduces stress, it reduces the chances of dementia. That's why we encourage older people to talk to people, connect, have friends, go out, because it reduces a lot of health issues. It's just something that is very necessary. Now I want to talk about my own journey with friends. You could relate to this. If you don't care, skip along. If you don't care about what friends I have, how I made friends over these, you can skip. But I want to talk about my journey. The first thing I noticed was making friends for me was so much easier in school. In primary school, it was so easy. In high school, instantly made friends. I was in a group of like 10 people. It was just so easy to talk to people. As soon as I went to university, no friends. I mean, I had friends from classes that I will do some work with, but I didn't have the same connection I did with the friends I had in high school. Why? Because in high school or primary school, I spent much more time together with these people. In university, our classes are like an hour. Lectures, you need to be quiet. So you don't really spend that much time connecting with people. I know some people have made friends from uni. I just wasn't one of them. I just think it was so much easier when I was younger. Like, even on Instagram, you would message a girl once, you reply to her story once, you're instantly friends, you're instantly talking. I remember, I don't know if anyone remembers the app Kick. That was when everyone used to speak on there. I used to speak to like, I think 15 people, I'm going to say, every single day. About what? I don't fucking know. I don't know what we spoke about. We probably spoke about, I don't know, boys and restaurants and what we're going to wear and like stupid shit. But it was just so easy to talk to anyone. But then I think as I grew older, it was more anxiety provoking. I felt more weird to go up to people and talk to them. I don't know. I just feel like my journey with friends became harder as I got older, which I thought would be in reverse. Another thing I've noticed in my own journey is that I'm constantly the one initiating outings. Not with all my friends, but in terms of a lot of friends that I've had in the past, not even my current ones, just friends in general, that I was always the one initiating to go out. And then when I stopped initiating, they wouldn't reach out to me. And obviously that isn't a friend. Like, that's not a good friend. You want someone that's equally going to put the same effort back. And that's just something that it was just a struggle for me. I'm not sure why, because we would have fun hanging out together. But as soon as I stopped making the first move, they stopped too. So I just stopped. I was like thinking, okay, well, if this person's not gonna make effort, I'm not either. Simple. And before you say, oh, well, Nariman, why didn't you ask her? Maybe there's something wrong. Like, maybe she's going through shit. I've already done that. With certain friends, I would tell them, hey, I feel like I'm the one initiating it. Like, I would try to have a grown conversation with people, telling them how I feel. And then like some people acknowledge it and they say, yeah, like whatever, I'm sorry, I will initiate it more, and then they don't. Or some people straight up get offended. Another thing with me, I am kind of an introvert, not in terms of going out, but I am shy. I am shy at first, and I like to take my time to show my full personality. So I think that's why I also struggle making friends, because I am initially shy, and I don't know if that's a thing that people don't like in people. They want someone outgoing or speaks a lot, but I'm not like that initially. I need time to be comfortable with someone, but once I'm comfortable, then I am comfortable. With the job that I have, because I am on social media, and because I am on social media, a lot of people expect me to have so much friends. I even found some people telling me like, oh, you seem busy. So they don't try to initiate because I just seem busy because I have this job, and they assume that I know so many people, which like I know I have connections in that sense, but I don't have friends in the industry. Like I don't have close friends that I can just hit up and say, let's go out. It's not like that. Like, yes, I know these people, and I guess because people think, because people know me, that it's vice versa, that I know people back. And that's not the case. Just because people know my videos and know me as a social media person, that doesn't mean that I have more friends. If anything, I have less friends than probably most people. My journey with friends has always probably been my biggest struggle, especially getting older. I work, I'm at home, I am spending time with the same people, that I don't go out there and try to make friends. And when I do, it's like, I don't know, I feel like I would take the initiative to make the first outing plan, but then when they don't do it back, I'm like, okay, well then I already made the first move. Clearly, in my head, I'm thinking they're not interested in being my friend, therefore I'm just not going to pressure them. I don't want to be too pushy or naggy. I'm just going to let things be. So if you guys want to be my friend, just hit me up. You can apply for it, have an application, have a reference. Let me know if you want to be my friend, and I will take it into consideration. This next thing that I'm going to talk about is very interesting to me. Differences in male friendship groups versus female friendship groups. I always found it so interesting how guys act so differently with their guy mates and girls act so differently with girl mates. I've spoken to guys before where they get so surprised with what girls talk about, where they go, how we plan things. It's just so differently. I'm just going to give you an example before I get deeper into it. Making plans. As a girl, it is so freaking hard to make plans with your friends. This is how the conversation would go. Hey, we haven't seen each other for a while. Let's hang out. Oh yeah, when are you free? Oh, next week. Oh, next week I'm busy. How about the week after? Oh, the week after what day? I'm busy Thursday to Sunday. How about Monday, Tuesday? Oh, Monday, Tuesday I'm working. I can't do that. Oh, okay, let's do the week after. Oh yeah, I don't know. And then you keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then this is just planning a day. And then you have to plan the location. God bless you if you do that quick, because it takes so long with me to plan these things with girls. And then after all of these planning, someone cancels. And then this cycle repeats every few months, and then we rarely see each other. Whereas with guys will tend to make last minute plans. Hey boys, do you want to hang out tonight? Yeah, alright. Whose house? Moe's house. Okay, see you there at 10 p.m. That's it. That's their plan. Done. Simple. They can see each other every single day if they wanted to, because it doesn't need that much planning. Like, they just make time. They'll go out for an hour, go home. They don't need a restaurant. They need like someone's garage. It's so simple. With girls, it's just completely different. I researched into this, the differences in male and female friendship groups. This is based on articles. They are not evidence-based, but they are articles. I'm going to hold my phone up. I know that's very distracting. I'm so sorry, because I can see that's distracting. It's distracting me. But yeah, audio listeners, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. It's fine. Let's just move on. Okay. Males are friends with other males because of shared activities that they do. For instance, watching the footy, playing games together. It's less intimate. And like, if they are at someone's house, they will invite a mutual friend. Like, it's less intimate. It's just a gathering. They'll watch the footy together. They'll go to the pub together. It's all through shared activity. That is the main thing about male groups. For girls, for females, it's more face to face. It's It's maintained through intimacy, connection, communication, and support. So girls love to talk. We love to go to dinner. We love to go to brunch. We love to talk. And the way our friendships are maintained are through what I said, communication. So I don't know about other girls, but for me, I like to talk to my female friends most days. Whereas guys won't talk to their friends on text message that often, but they'll see each other more. Girls don't see each other that often, but they talk more on messages. This is just generally, by the way, some groups are different, but generally guys don't need to connect on a deeper level and talk about childhood trauma and shit or cry to each other. They will just watch the footy and they're best friends. For girls, to me, if I had a best friend, it's like I can cry to this person. I can talk about my ex. I can talk about this and that. And she's there and she's my best friend. Another thing I found funny was men tend to make fun of their friends a lot, and female groups are more likely to refrain from taunting and humor their friends out of fear that it may hurt their friends' feelings and they might get offended. With guys, they make fun of everything. They will talk about someone's mum, sister, a lot of offensive jokes. Girls will never do that. Guys will even make jokes about their other friends' appearance. If they're fat, if they're skinny, if they're short, tall. Girls will never do that. If I was in a friendship group, a girl told me something about my skin or my hair or my body, I would instantly get offended. I don't care if people say that's sensitive. I don't give a shit. I will get offended. And I think most girls will get offended as well if you make an inappropriate comment about them or a joke or like make fun of their outfit. If a guy makes fun of another guy's outfit, do you think they're gonna care? No one's gonna give a shit. If I make fun of a girl's outfit, she probably will hate me and hold a grudge forever. She'll probably say, oh my gosh, she's so jealous of me, blah blah blah, why is she so rude for like there's boundaries, especially when it comes to jokes. It also depends on the friendship. Some girls are fine with that, but I tend to see that girls like boundaries compared to men. Men tend to hang out in a bigger group, the more the merrier, while women typically prefer to go out with a good friend. Like I said before, if a guy has a gathering at their friend and one of their friends is like, hey, I'm going to bring my cousin, the guys will be like, yeah, sure, bring him. They don't care, big groups. That's why you see guys always walking in big groups. They're hanging out in big groups. Like, they don't have a problem finding a friend to go out with because they have so many friends. With girls, if you have a girls' night, they are very picky on who's there. You can't just be like, hey, I'm bringing my friend. They're going to be like, why the fuck is your friend coming? We don't know her like that. Why is she invited? It's a whole thing. It's like, why is she invited? Like, guys, I think they don't really get offended with the invites and stuff, what girls do. I remember in high school, it was such a thing where if someone wasn't invited, like, there would be dramas and they would say like, they didn't invite me, and then the other person would be like, it was a last minute plan. And within a friendship group, there's always like the three girls that hang out together, the two girls hanging out with each other, where I feel like guys are not like that. They like to hang out in bigger groups. They don't care who's there. They're not picky. They don't need to accept an application to see who can hang out at the garage, where I think girls tend to do that. Lastly, boys don't hold grudges. They're more direct and fix things easily. We've heard this before. Boys will have a fight. They will not speak shit about the person. They will go to that person and say, I heard 1, 2, 3. They will either argue it out. They will either hit each other. They will do something. But once the fight is over, it's over. They don't hold a grudge. They will hug and be brothers again. They do not care. They will forget about that fight. They don't care. Like, it's instant, it's direct, it's quick and efficient. Girls, though, let's talk about girls, how much they hold grudges. And honestly, I'm one of them. I'm talking about girls in general, but I'm a girl, and I know that I do these things as well. So I'm also judging myself. I'm not saying it's true, like it's a good thing, but it's definitely not a bad thing. Like, I don't really care if I'm like that, but whatever. Girls, they're not direct. They talk to the other friend before the person they're annoyed at. Okay, look, but let me clarify. This isn't what I specifically do. If I have a problem with a friend, I will tell them. I'll say, this bothers me. I'm not scared of confrontation. I'm not scared of confrontation. Why does it sound weird? So I will tell the friend, like, this bothered me, whatever. I wouldn't talk about them to someone and then go to them, or like tell them, oh, nothing's wrong, and then talk shit about them. That's the one thing I hate about talking shit. I will not talk shit about someone unless I can say it to their face. I will not say this girl is annoying if I can't say it to her face. That's just how I am. If I hate someone and I'm talking about how much I hate them, I will tell that person I hate you. If they ask me, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't like you. I wouldn't be like, no, like you're nice, I didn't say that. I wouldn't do that. I would be like, I'm sorry, but I don't like you. Someone asked me on Instagram, should we be friends with the opposite sex? I love this question. I have spoken about this many, many times in my life. I love this question. I don't know why, because I know it's such a debate and people have different things, but my opinion stays the same. If you talk to the opposite sex long enough, one of you will gain feelings. And again, it depends on the friendship. If you are hanging out all the time, calling all the time, one of you is going to have feelings for each other. I don't care who, one of you will. That has always been my experience. Okay. There was a study of 88 undergraduate students. They just wanted to see how they are with their friends that are the opposite sex. So the results were that men were more attracted to their female friends. Ooh. Not in reverse, and they assume feeling is mutual. So what I mean by this is men are generally more attracted to their female friends, and they assume the girl likes them back, when really the girl has no idea that the guy likes her and she doesn't like him back. Boys overestimate level of attraction female friends have, and women underestimate the level of attraction felt by their male friends. So the male overestimate how much the girl likes them. They think the girl loves them, whereas the girl thinks the guy does not like me at all. I feel like that happens a lot. The guy always ends up liking the girl, and then the girl has no idea, and then the guy thinks that she knows and thinks that she likes him back, but it's like, that did not, like, when did we talk about this? Like, when, what? I don't know. And to me, once you're in the friend zone, for me, like, you're not getting out. I'm sorry, because this is a side note, when I meet a guy, within the first interaction, I can put them in which category? Potential? Friend zone. I'm sorry, and whoever was in the friend zone never came out for me. Not one of them. Not one of them was out of the friend zone. Even the best friend, because I used to like some of my guy best friends when I was like really, really young. Even them, when I first met them, it's like I knew they were my friend, but I'm like, maybe we can talk like later on. Like, I knew there was some attraction to them, even though we were friends. But initially, from my first encounter with them, I knew whether it's gonna be friendship forever or potential, like a potential friendship or a potential relationship. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. But yeah, I always know. That I just wanted to say that because I feel like I really related to this one. In my opinion, yes, you can be friends and just friends, but it's rare to be just friends because one of you is going to like the other one and then it gets messy. Even if you say, no, we're best friends, I see them as blah, blah, blah. Selena Gomez said Justin Bieber is like her brother. They dated. What about being friends with the opposite sex while you are in a relationship? When I was like really young, I'm still young, I'm like a baby, but when I was younger, whenever I was speaking to someone, they would always want me to cut off my guy friends or a guy friend. And I never understood why. I was like, why do you want me to have 0 friends? I just don't understand why I can't have a friend. Now that I'm older, I understand their perspective, kind of, because they didn't want me like talking on the phone all the time with them, texting all the time, which I was doing to my best friend at the time. Like, I was always calling him, always talking to him. So, and then the guy that I was speaking to in that way didn't like that. And I just didn't understand why. I was like, you're insecure, bang. So I never understood that. But now I think, look, it depends on the relationship. You set your own boundaries. You can do whatever the hell you want. If you want to have guy best friends, girl best friends, hang out all the time, I don't care. But for me, I think there has to be boundaries, because if I am constantly hanging out with a guy, speaking to him all the time, calling him all the time, one of us might overstep the boundary. He might gain feelings. I might gain feelings. If I fight with my partner, what if I tell the best friend And then it's just awkward. I don't know. I think there has to be boundaries. What I personally do is I think it's okay to have a guy friend or the guy have my partner having a girl mate. Speak once in a while, hang out once in a while, but it cannot be constant calling, constant messaging, night calls, constant meetups. I'm sorry, but that's not happening. Like, I do not care. That is not going to happen. I respect it. He respects it. I wouldn't want him to hang out with a girl all the time who isn't me. You can call me jealous. You can call me crazy. You can call me too much and whatever. I don't care. Some people are like this. Some people are not. It's totally up to you. But to me, I think there's boundaries because sometimes things happen that you don't want to happen. And I just wouldn't be comfortable with my partner hanging out with a girl all the time. Like, I'm sorry if I'm jealous or I'm overthinking, but things happen and you might not plan to do things. And honestly, like, some girls I don't trust. Like, the guy might be like, oh yeah, she's been my best friend since I was 2 years old. But she secretly likes him. He doesn't know that she secretly likes him. And then you'll tell him like she's doing this. He'll look, no, we're just friends. But really she just wants your boyfriend. I don't trust that. So I prefer to have boundaries. Even if the girl likes him secretly, with these boundaries in place, she can't do anything because they're not calling all the time. They're not meeting up all the time. It's like in an occasion thing. I think it's healthy to speak to people in the opposite sex. I think it's healthy. But when you're in a relationship, you need to have some rules. How long does it take to consider someone as a good friend? I heard about this in a previous podcast before. So she spoke about your friendships as kids and in school. What I said, it takes way less time to consider someone a good friend. As a 7-year-old, after one play date, they are your best friend. You are like this. In the article that I read, it takes 40 to 60 hours to consider a friend a casual friend. 40 to 60 hours, that's still a long time to hang out with someone. And then it takes 80 to 100 hours to consider someone a friend, like a standard friend. And then 200 plus hours for someone to be considered a good friend. Another request that I received on my Instagram was toxic positivity in friendships. This might need a whole episode on its own. If you want me to talk about it more, let me know. Toxic positivity, what is it? It's the belief that no matter how difficult a situation is, people should maintain a positive mindset. You might have heard people say, look on the bright side. Everything happens for a reason. Keep smiling. Ding! Just imagine the sound effect. Ding! These sayings have always been dismissive. It's like if you just went through a breakup and someone's like, look on the bright side. It's like, piss off. There is no bright side. I'm right now depressed. I don't want to look at the bright side. It's like, yes, there is a bright side. Yes, there is heaven. Yes, they are in a better place. But do I really want to hear that right now? No, that's not helpful. It's dismissive. Do I do this myself? 100%. I have done this before to my friends and I never knew I was doing it until I heard the term toxic positivity. And that was when I was like, damn, I have been doing this the whole time. Look, I'm going to give you the example that I did. And then after this, I realized I was doing this toxic positivity. Someone that I knew, her friend passed away and she was going through grief. She was going through a hard time. And I went over to see her to see how she was. And my first instinct when someone passes away is to say like, everything happens for a reason. They're in a better place now. She was loved. He was loved. Like, I give you the most cliche quotes. Honestly, not because it's fake, but genuinely I mean it. Like, everything does happen for a reason. They are in a better place unless they're going hell, then I'm sorry. But like, generally, like, that's, I really mean it. But is it helpful? No, it's not helpful. I could tell my advice meant jack shit to her, did not help her at all. It was probably so dismissive, but I just felt uncomfortable and I didn't know how to handle the situation. And I think that's what most people find difficult is when they see their friend uncomfortable or upset, you become uncomfortable and upset. You're like, oh, I don't know how to handle this. This person's sad right now. I need to fix it. I need to fix it. So like, I'm not uncomfortable and this person's not sad anymore. So what do? You give bullshit quotes instead of being a good listener. Why? To make the uncomfortable situation go away. So your friend is no longer upset. The thing is, we aren't taught how to react in these situations. I have never had a course, a conversation with a parent on how to react when someone is giving you bad news. Not giving you bad news. If someone is having a bad time, what do you do? How do you be there with your friend? How do you be there for your friend? You've never been taught that. So you've always seen these stupid cliche quotes, throw them in their face, hope they're better. Within a second, it's like, you went through a breakup. Here you go. Everything happens for a reason. You should be fixed now. Let's go have a coffee. That's not how it works. If you want to read more about this, read the book Toxic Positivity. The strategies I'm going to bring up is from this book. When you say something like toxic positivity to someone, they're going to feel worse. They're going to feel dismissed. They're going to feel unheard. They're going to feel uncomfortable. They're going to just want the conversation to end because you are not helping them. So what should you do in this situation? We are always trying to interrupt, bring up a story of our own, compare. Stop doing that. Just listen. Listen to the person. If someone is ranting to you, listen. Don't say, oh yeah, that one's happened to me. This is what I done. No one gives a shit. No one cares what you did in your relationship. This person is trying to vent. They are trying to talk about themselves. And I know you're doing it with the right impression to bring up your own story. You're trying to make the conversation about you and you're not listening to your friend. I am guilty of this. I have done it before. Someone's ranting to me about a guy and I'm like, yeah, one time I spoke to this guy and the guy did the same thing. I'm trying to show her that it's happened to me. This is what I done. Maybe you can learn from my story. The thing is, the timing is bad. I can still tell someone this is what I did, but tell them later once they're done venting, and even ask them, can I bring up something? Can I bring up a story if it's going to be helpful? Let them know. If they say, honestly, I don't want to hear it, then zip, don't talk about it. The next thing is, ask them, what do they need? Everyone wants something different. Someone might want silence. Someone might want to vent. Someone might want advice. Ask them, be like, what do you want from me right now? What do you need me to do? How do I be there for someone? The friend that I spoke to that was going through grief, I should have said, what do you need from me right now? Not in a rude way, obviously, but like as a friend, I want to be there for you. I just don't know how to handle these situations, but I really do want to help you and I want to know what's helpful to you. Do you want to stop talking about it? Do you want me to let you vent? Do you want me to make you feel better? Like, what is it that you want from me? Some people might be like, honestly, like, I just don't want to talk about it right now. I'll talk to you when I'm ready. Some people might be like, yeah, give me advice. Everyone's different. It might be useful to someone else. It's not useful. Next thing is when they're ranting to you, make them feel validated. Say, I understand how you feel. That sucks. Or I hear you. I want to understand more. Can you tell me more? Like, validate them. You don't have to interrupt and talk about yourself. You can just be like, I understand. Try to actually understand. A lot of the times when we have conversations with people, we're not really listening. We're like focusing on what we're going to say next, what our response is next. It happens in arguments. It happens in conversations. While the person's talking at you, you are thinking in your head, what am I going to say next? And as soon as they stop talking, you're like, blah, 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 blah. So if someone is actually upset with you, if someone actually has had a bad day, has lost someone, is going through a breakup, lost their job, whatever the scenario is, try to actually understand them and try to be there for them rather than instantly having something to say. Even sitting in silence, give them a hug if they like hugs. Just being there for them, trying to understand. Okay guys, that is all for this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Next week will be about toxic friendships. And yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. You know the deal. I have social media. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. I'm on all of the platforms. Follow me. I make skits. I make comedy videos. So yeah, just do that if you want to see more of me. And I'll see you guys in my next episode. Bye.